Okay, this is for the people out there that write the nastiest things on my site. You cannot use any other words but the C words or any words and call my governor a real nasty name. And you know what they are. They've been on T-shirts and things like that. But I'm going to show you what she's done. And if any of you can video response to this post and say what Obama has done for you, that'd be great. Because I don't know one thing he's done for me, but I know a lot of things Sarah Palin has done for the state of Alaska and the nation, and you guys don't even know it. So look at her page right here, stateofalaska.ak.us. That is the state of Alaska's page. That is not something that Obama created or a Wikipedia created. This is the official documentation from the state, the official website. And what's on here, for the most part, should be, all of it, true. Now, you click on, for instance, you can find jobs, you can find employees, you can find about education, health, jobs, safety, things like that. AGEA. Click on AGEA. You probably don't even, Alaska Gas Inducement Act. That is all hers. She defeated the person, Frank Murkowski, to bring this up. The oil companies and Frank Murkowski were like this. Frank Murkowski was always going to give them their way. Sarah Palin said, no, this is the state of Alaska's resources. You are working for us. And she basically set up an agenda. If you go down there, you can go and look at it. And you can find out all the information that she did. Go find me a page where Barack Obama has helped anybody, but just in the community. Not to say that the community help is not needed, but when you help a state over a community, which helps the nation, that is a whole bigger thing. I mean, a lot of his community support is now around voter fraud and Acorn. He was the attorney for that. He would not get hired in Alaska because of his affiliation with a group such as that. And that's just the way it is. So anyhow, there's the AGEA, and you can go and look at it yourself. It's a work from Trans-Canada. The Chinese came up here and bid on it. The Canadians bid on it. The Americans, they have some Alaskans that bid on it, but the big oil companies didn't bid on it, and they lost. And now they tried to run a $4 million campaign during the time to convince us not to go against the governor, and we wouldn't. It was the way it is. They lost, she won. And if she comes back here, great. I welcome her back because you guys probably don't deserve her. So you're gonna get what you deserve, let me tell you that. Okay, so that's the part of the AGEA stuff. You can go in and you can check. You might want to go up there and find out how to find a job up here. The reason is because this is where the jobs are going to be when we're building that pipeline. And it's a big project. It's a 10-year project. She has the checkbook online. You want to go and see what we supported? You can go look at the checkbook online and see everything. You can download a spreadsheet. You can do contact and see what checks are written. They say it's not over 1,000. However, they do put that in there. The other thing, if you just click on the governor, for instance, Office of the Governor, you go to gov.state. You can see the October's, here's she meeting with a rabbi, Yoshi Greenberg, signing an HB, the TV and monitors and motor vehicles, okay? There was a guy that was killed up here because he's watching, or he killed somebody because he was watching television on his screen. And I'm sure that's happened down south, but this was, sadly, it was tragic. Do you have all the things, panel appointments, board appointments, the response to the branch fire report? You want to go know what the branch fire report is? You can go and see it. You can actually go read all the affidavits, and then you can go through it and figure out who's telling you the truth instead of just listening to people like that Rachel Maddox, who just sit there, the little dyke. And I hate to say that word, but she comes across as such a hateful, spiteful person against certain women. It's almost like, hey, I don't want the competition from that woman with my women. It's like I don't want the competition with those men if I had found a cute girl a long time ago. So same feelings, their emotions aren't there. And Jesus, that's the first time I've called anybody a name, but I'm just so irritated at all this. You also have, for instance, proclamations. Here's the proclamations that we've done. She's still doing all these things up here, even though she's running she's signing the Breastfeeding Awareness Month. I mean, come on, women. Who in the heck is on your side? Not Rachel. Jeez, okay. Anyhow, what else you got over there? I mean, they have the administrative orders. That's a good one. Here's administrative orders. You go back down to, I think, 232 was her first one. It's like 236. Establishing the Healthcare Strategy Planning Council. Doing work with the Marine Transport. These are all her orders that have come up. Establishing the Alaska Climate Change Subcabinet. It's not that she doesn't. She goes, I, under authority, about to make this, establish the Arctic Climate Change Subcabinet to advise the Office of the Governor of the Preparation and Implementation of Alaska Climate Change Strategy. You know who has the most climate change activity? Go look at the National Weather Service map and you'll see Alaska does. We have an average of 7 degrees while the rest of the world is only up 2. So that's just little things. And it cycles. Believe me, it'll cycle again. It's just the way it is. We call it the gin and tonic effect up here. As the ice melts, it kind of gets a little colder up here, actually. You know, because we're living by an iceberg that's melting. And the more that the ice is in, the more the wind can blow over broken ice, like blowing on your drink. Yeah, it's cool. Go and blow on one of your drinks as you're sitting in the bar complaining. Okay? So anyhow, that's one of the things there. And, you know, just to show you how that is, she's 232. That's since statehood. If you go to the very first one, for set forth the terminology of what they were going to use of the Constitution. It was administrative orders so that they could create a state of emergency. Okay, what was the first thing that happened? Ironically, are you ready for this? The second one is declare a major disaster. They only had thought of this 3 months earlier, okay, and we had been a state for 6 years before we even got our first administrative order. 6, maybe 5. This is because of the earthquake struck at 536. It's a major disaster, and that was it. That was number 2, administrative order number. So anyhow, is the FYL budget. Here she is. You can click on that and listen. You can click on these, and you can see what our budget is used for. Here, this is really unique because we knew what was coming before you guys knew what was coming. Or at least our economist knows what's coming. Did you see this line? This is our revenue coming in from 2002, 2003, 2004, and it starts to jump. 14% annual rate, jumping, up to here, 2008. We knew 2008, and this was back down in 2007, it gets revised, but we knew in 2008 that it's going to fall. 2009. We knew in 2007. We knew almost a year ago. So, here it is, and we're going to firm out to where 11 is probably equal to our spending. Now, look at this. When we include in our spending, we include savings. The biggest blue box or pie on this is the savings and investment of $1.9 billion. She has cut from people that really don't need the money, like the Bridge from Nowhere. That was one cut. You know, we had to build the highway because it was already bid on. It already had been done before she even got here. But if you look at this, you can see that they go and they have schools, $1 billion. But we're saving almost $2 billion. And that, my friends, is a lot of money. And you know what? That's for $4.4 billion. We still have, look at right here for 2008. We're going to have 7. So we're going to have another $3 billion to work with that's not even on market. So when you guys sit there and tell me what Barack Obama has done for you, do it in a response to this video. I dare you to, because most of you will just sit there and call her a name and you will not tell me what Barack Obama is good for, other than community service and voter fraud. That's what bothers me the most. Of all the things, that makes him a cheater. And if he's a cheater, he will cheat at anything to get ahead. And that really bothers me, that you would elect a cheater. But you know what? I'll go into a little cocoon up here and just go into my little house, stay for the next 4 years while you guys riot down there. You eat less, your brains get shrink. You know the koala bear? Somebody mentioned that about the koala bear. The koala bear, certain species, because of lack of food, their brains went smaller. So think about that. Think about all those little things. You're not eating right. And you got to get back to the real basics, because if you don't, hey, you're going to be easy to take over.